Hey everyone, hope everything is going well. I haven't had a chance to do an actual video regarding PSA buying Beckett, and then now we have news of this Congressman Pat Ryan, not to be confused with the other Pat Ryan of this hobby, who is, talking about defensive shield bidding and all that type of shield bidding stuff a couple weeks ago. This Pat Ryan wants the FTC to go after PSA because of their acquisition of Beckett. So I'm going to get into all of that. I was on Professor's Sports Cards channel this past week. Go take a look at this if you didn't listen. I am going to get into the other topic in a different video about all these loaded boxes and fanatics, and I want to do a deeper dive of all these loaded boxes that these influencers are getting. But wanted to cover this topic first. I should have covered this, last week, early this week. Just didn't have the time to do so. So let's take a look. For PSA or Fanatics?
Yeah, I guess either one, but how about PSA or collectors?
So collectors, it was what? Collectors Universe back in the day. And then Nat Turner made them private with his group of investors. And you had what? Steve Cohn, I want to talk about him later on. And there's this guy, I think his name is, if you go to the Collectors Holding website, you could see this guy named Daniel Sundheim. I may be butchering his name. And he is an investor in Collectors Holding, and he's also the chief founder and chief investment officer of D1 Capital Partners. Once again, invest in PSA. And this individual, he wants to invest in illiquid assets. He just had $1 billion worth of funds, and he wants to put money into illiquid assets. So these guys, they don't give a crap about the hobby. Nat Turner's the face, so they always push him out there. But behind the scenes, it's Steve Cohn. Steve Cohn was what? He had to pay a huge fine for insider trading. This guy doesn't give a crap. I think you should play this clip for people just to listen how, sneaky this guy is. If you can play it, if you don't mind.
Trading inside information, it's very vague. Are you familiar with Rule 10b5-1? No, not that. You'd have to explain it to me.
Rule 10b5-1 is the Securities and Exchange Commission's principal regulation prohibiting insider trading. It states that no trades can be made on the basis of what is called material non-public information, proprietary information that can move a company's stock.
Do you have an understanding about whether, when in possession of material non-public information, you're ever allowed to trade? Security? That's not the way it's explained to me. The way I understand the law is that it's very vague. So it's an interpretation of the law.
I think every hedge fund manager knows what material non-public information is. And if they don't, I sure hope they're not managing your money or mine.
So your understanding of the SEC rules on trading on insider?
So yeah, now he's a liar.
Yeah, he's a liar. He knows what he's talking about. He's made billions of dollars. He doesn't know what material information, public versus non-public information. I mean, it's a bunch of BS. Everyone that works in a publicly traded company, they have to sign compliance, or they have to go to compliance, and they have to basically say that, hey, we cannot give insider information to the public. We can't trade off of it. So if a regular employee has to take compliance lessons on this, he definitely knows. He's lying. He's sleazy. This is the guy at PSA. You should look at also Dan Sundheim. He wants to throw $1 billion into illiquid assets. This is what it's all about. They want to just diversify their money into other assets besides stocks. And this is a way they do it, because how many grading companies are there legit? I mean, we know there's problems with Beckett. We know there's problems in the grading industry. We know there's trimming, there's fraud, but there's what, 4, right? You would argue?
Yeah.
Yeah, four. So if there's four companies out there, and now Nat Turner and his buddies have three of the companies out there, it's a monopoly. They write the rules. It doesn't matter about all these cars that are trimmed, all these cars that have Kurt's juice on it. It doesn't matter if there's money laundering going on in the hobby. They don't care because they just care about the bottom line. That's fine, free markets. But, as collectors, now we have to, and, some people speculate too. I used to speculate a lot, but now I'm looking at all this fraud in this industry. We just got to focus on our collections. We got to do what makes us happy and not stress out about what these power players are doing. That's what I would tell people. And then not only that, yeah, I know you're just showing Jeff Wilson there. It's
too bad to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because Jeff Wilson's a mouthpiece for these guys. Because as AIH just said, well, it's a monopoly, and he's is it really a monopoly? They took down a small company, but hello, I mean that's how it works. Just because it's a small company doesn't mean they aren't owning all the. He's such an apologist for these guys, or he's just on that team.
Yeah, he doesn't. He wants to be friendly with the power players in the hobby, so they're not going to speak badly upon, or they're not going to speak badly.
Well
yeah,
said.
Exactly. And then I sent you this about Nat Turner. Do you have that photo where he was pictured with Nick Uliano on Instagram?
Oh, shit, I don't know. I got these two.
Yeah.
There's
but like if you look at one picture I sent you on Instagram, and it's on Nat Turner's IG, he was pictured with Nick Uliano. I think if you can pull up that.
Did you send the photo or is it a link?
Yeah, I sent you my video.
I got it.
Okay, maybe you could screenshot it to you.
Oh, that's not it. Let's see. No, I have it. I just need to pull it over.
Yeah.
It's just not coming up.
Okay, maybe I'll screenshot it for you. I'll just send it to you right now.
It's a video. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
I'll just pull yours up. It's all good.
I just sent you a screenshot. Okay, yeah. So anyways, you don't have to play the audio, but this was from earlier this year, and from Nat Turner's Instagram handle, he said that he used Nick Uliano, aka Goonbloth, for security for obtaining this card. Why the hell would you need? Go ahead.
So many people don't know who that is. I know it's extremely confusing and hard. Who is that character? Because, oh boy.
Yeah, the Blowout detectives have determined that this Nick Uliano Goonbloth guy. Goonbloth, whatever. I mean, he goes by many aliases, by the way. He was apparently kicked off of this one site, Hobby Kings, back in the day because he was pumping, shilling, manipulating these high-end cards. So he got kicked off of there, and he's manipulating all these cards. But Nat Turner is using this guy as security. So if people are mad at Nat Turner and his buddies,
new too.
What's up?
This is so weird. He's connected. That guy's connected to so many things on the back end that's dirty. And this is a brand new post.
Yeah, I mean, no, this is that's not a brand new post. I just screened. Oh no, this is me. I just was highlighting this one.
How old is this photo?
It must be. I think it must have been summer. I could
recently, not years ago.
Not years ago. This was 2025. Okay.
I've heard I've heard that name in relation to the PMG cards getting pushed at a ridiculously high price in Asia. That's why I remember reading about it.
Yeah, exactly. And this dude, he was manipulating, pumping these cards, and he was creating all sorts of screen names on eBay, elsewhere to pump it up. And one of them, I know you have some of the screenshots from. What is it called? From Blowout. And if you look at this, right, make an offer. That was one of the eBay accounts that people determined that it was him. And his name, you could see, is Jungwoo Park, trying to pretend to be some sort of a Southeast Asian guy. Like, why would you pretend to be a Southeast Asian individual like that? That doesn't make any sense. The only thing that people have come up with is that the PMG market has always been popular in Asia, and there is a bias perception that they're only willing to deal with people, that look like them. So this dude, what he did is, hey, I'm going to pretend to be an Asian and trying to, work with them and, manipulate these markets. It's pretty slimy and shady what this guy did. And this guy, Goonblot, he's like, what, hanging out at these shows in Florida, from my understanding. I don't know if he's a promoter, but this is what I was
So
told.
this is the same guy. Jungwoo Park is supposedly the same guy.
So, apparently the same guy as Nick Uliano is one of his older eBay accounts. He's changed eBay account names.
And Goonblot.
Goonblot, yeah. And
where were you going to say about him right now?
What about?
He's at card shows. I kind of interrupted.
Yeah, I think he's in the card show in Miami. Some dude was telling me. So yeah.
What's this other one you have here? Just more.
This was from the old Hobby Kings website.
So yeah, I'm not going to play all of the interview, but I just wanted to play that. Nat Turner's tied into shady guys, as he used Nick Uliano for security, according to the Post from earlier this year. That's what you're dealing with. That's what Nat Turner is. Nat Turner doesn't give a crap about this hobby. I send him tips about, hey, look, there's trimmed cards out there, and then he selectively removes cards out there that are trimmed or that have a different grade. The other day, they removed, or they changed, I think it was a Wilt Chamberlain card from a 10 to a 9. That's about it. Did he look into the other story that I told him about, the trimmed Connor McDavid card? No. So it's all about public perception, how he moves. Yeah, I did see some comment over here about me and QAnon takes. Like, I never got into QAnon. I mean, yeah, there's some PDFs out there in society, but that doesn't mean that, I'm bringing QAnon takes into the hobby. But that's a different topic for a different day. My spidey senses tend to be more right than wrong, and I'll leave it at that. Okay, this is from Neo. He just posted this from the other day. This is Congressman Pat Ryan, as I was talking about. And he wants to request the FTC to look into what's going on with PSA. Okay, it's just this one small congressman. It's not a household name. It's not like, AOC from one side of the aisle. It's not the Speaker of the House in the Republican Party as well. What is his name? Mike Johnson. Okay, you're not seeing the big guys go into this. So until you see the big guys go into this, I do think this is a nothing burger, at least for now. Unless Ruben has some contacts in Congress and, could get the ball rolling, but I don't think this is going anywhere. You had Boston Card Hunter as well. He did a video. He was thinking that, hey, once again, this is a huge story according to him and other people in the hobby. I don't think so yet. He said that, hey, maybe it gets to Liz Warren, the fake Indian, but I don't see it going there. I don't see it going there. The Trump administration, they only had one major pushback, and this is, I think, fall of this year or late summer, early fall in the medical industry. But that's about it. I don't see this merger dissolving. I could be wrong, but just looking at how this is moving, I don't see that much pushback. And this is not a big issue among many constituents. They don't care about sports cards. When I tell people I do YouTube videos about sports cards, people don't care. People think, oh, are you talking about sports cars? I'm like, no, sports cars. And then the tone changes. This is a very niche hobby, and it's not impacting the overall public, like hundreds and hundreds of millions of people. It is impacting us for sure, but we're not that big compared to the overall population. And what I would tell people is, hey, look, yeah, I don't like Nat Turner. He's slimy, this and that. But at the end of the day, the best way to combat this is either, focus on your own collection, don't submit to PSA or these grading companies, and enjoy the hobby. Because the government is not going to solve this problem long term, in my opinion. And I'm not a proponent of PSA whatsoever. The best type of regulation is free market regulation, type of things that I do, other content creators do, to try to hold these companies accountable. This one small congressman, I don't think is going to be able to do that much. I know that may not be the popular thing to say, but I'm just telling you the way that I see it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.